Circle Thursday, November the 14th on your calendar, a big gala and open house at Arts at the Capitol Theater, the Performing Arts Magnet High School. So to talk about that and many things that are going on at ACT, we have 5 people joining us today, including the Principal Sarah Mallory. We've got Catherine Popovich, a music teacher, Alexandra Popovich, a senior. We've got Isabel Jacques Snow, and also Michael Lerner, who is the director. Let me welcome you all in today. Thanks for coming in today. And Principal Sarah, tell us, what's the gala all about?
So our gala is our whole school production showcase of what we've been working on so far. So Michael's actually the director of the Christmas Carol coming up in December. But our gala showcases all 7 pathways here at ACT and what we've been up to so far. There's live performance in multiple spaces throughout the building. It's a great chance to see our building and what we're all about. And academic work will be on display as well.
And you intentionally tie it into a large gala performing arts event, and while people are there, they can kind of get an idea with the open house of what ACT is all about?
Yeah, exactly. We want a chance for families who might be interested in ACT to check out what our vibe is all about when students are performing, when they're working together to create. Our students give tours, and it's a great, authentic way to kind of see what the community does on a day-to-day basis and get a general vibe of the school itself.
Catherine Popovich, the music teacher, and then tell us a little bit about this whole gala that's going on, the event that celebrates performing arts education. What are some of the things people will be seeing?
Well, I think it's amazing in the building in that we actually have 4 different performing arts spaces. So if you go to the 4th floor, you'll be seeing one performance. If you go to the main stage, you'll be seeing dance. I know that our tech department is putting on a light show. If you go down to the gallery, there will be another performance. In the ballet studio, there will be dancing performances. In our movement studio, we'll probably be having acting and maybe singing. And the building is just such a fantastic maze. Every different room that you go into, you will see either writing, reading, dancing, acting, art, visual arts, costuming, and how it's done. And then on top of it, we also celebrate our academic side of the school, so how well the students are doing with their math, with their English, with their history, with their science. It's just a fantastic evening.
And as part of this, to put on a acting or performing event with people in the seats, it's one thing when you're doing it when it's behind closed doors, but now you're actually doing it with people that you don't know. I think that's part of the whole concept of what this performing arts is all about.
Yes, absolutely. It's engaging not just the students in studying the art, but how it then interacts with people coming into the building, with an audience, with their family and their friends, and friends who will be having ours as our future friends, as it's also an open house to anyone who wants to see the building.
And Catherine, why don't you introduce one of those performers who will be on stage?
Oh, it's hard to choose which one. So with us here today, we have 2 of my favorite seniors. Alexandra is actually my daughter, and her best friend and amazing all-around actress, Miss Izzy Jack Snow.
All right, gang, good morning. Thanks for coming in today. Let me start with the aforementioned Alexandra. What's your role in the big gala?
The thing about the gala is we don't really have like roles. The gala really just embraces the fact that we're all students, and we're just showing all of our work that we've put together, not just like the big shows and not just things that you bring home to your parents to put on the fridge. It's like every little thing that we do. And I think it's really important that we have that, just because it's good for people to know that we're more than just what we really put out there, and we have so much else going on in our school other than the big things that people see.
Izzy, same question for you. What will you be doing on November the 14th on that big event?
Well, we have a cappella and a select choir, so I will be performing a few songs for that along with Alex. And if I have free time, which I might not, I will definitely try to swing around to see any of the dance shows happening, and maybe the light show, because I just found out about that. But I don't know. I like to see everybody do everything.
And that's a good thing to talk about here today, the whole concept of what ACT is all about. It isn't just that you learn how to be a performer on stage. Aren't they trying to teach you everything that goes on to stage an event, including behind the scenes stuff, like, for example, lighting?
So, yeah, we're more than just the shows. A lot of different things go into the shows, especially all the technical things. Because when you look at a show, a lot of people just look at the actors, but our school gets into all like the little technical things. Like I'm in costume construction right now as one of my classes, and it's so fun to just watch them try to see all the designs for the characters and all those little things.
Alexander, what are some of the courses that you take at ACT?
I also take costume construction, and I think that it's really awesome, not just to see them put stuff together, but to see like their whole process and how well people really work together to get stuff done. And it's when you look at it like from that perspective, and you really see that with all of their help, they're able to get 30 costumes done in about 2 months. It blows my mind. It's incredible.
How do you make a costume? How do you create one? Are you basing it on something you have seen someone else do, or do you get a chance to actually turn something out that's your idea that maybe hasn't been done before?
I think from what I've seen is that they'll get an inspiration, and then they'll take that and they'll make it their own in some way. Like they'll use a different fabric, or they'll make it a little bit shorter, they'll make it longer, they add their own little twist on it. But it's really cool to see how their minds work, and I think that different costumers kind of have their own kind of style. So the way that one person will do it won't be the way that another person will do it, and it's so different that it's really awesome because it shows you what people are thinking.
Is the ultimate goal of something like this to wind up doing it, say, on Broadway or in Hollywood? Is that where you eventually want to wind up?
I don't know. I don't have really big dreams of going on Hollywood or anything, but I was
born there. You don't want to live there.
No, probably not. But I know a lot of kids who are already have connections with people who are big in shows and in theater productions. So a lot of kids do want to have their costumes get out into the world once they graduate from high school. And I'm really excited to know those people and know that they've gone to such big places.
Principal Sarah, who comes to events like this gala and the open house? Is this designed for the general public to attend?
We would love the general public to attend. It's free for anyone who wants to come. The doors open at 5:30 and performances run 6 to 8 p.m. So we would love for anyone that wants to come check out our building. We just got a big grant and have been working to kind of refurbish the theater in some ways. So the light show that they're talking about is featuring our whole new light system that just went in. So we're converting the theater lights to LED, which is really cool. The students can now computerize all aspects of the light. So really get specific with colors and timing. So we're excited to show that off. But yes, we would love anyone who's interested in learning more about our program. We would love all of our current families to attend, and anyone in the community that just wants to see what we've been up to.
Now that's Thursday, November the 14th, and then on Thursday, December the 12th at 7 p.m., the ACT Winter Performance of A Christmas Carol, and the director of A Christmas Carol is Michael Lerner. Michael, good morning.
Good
This
morning.
is a well-known production. Do you kind of stay close to the vest, or do you do a couple things that maybe haven't been seen by the folks who've seen A Christmas Carol before?
Well, a little bit of both. It has to be, traditional to start with, but then beyond that, all of the actors involved have been creating very, very unique characterizations. We talked a little bit about costume design, and the costume designer is fabulous, and she's been putting her own twist on some of the characters from that perspective. Because of the new lighting system, we're going to have state-of-the-art lighting involved in the production. So it's going to be a treat. It's definitely going to be a Christmas Carol treat.
Well, it's about 6 weeks away. Have you done the casting already? Do
Yeah.
people know who
Yeah.
will be, for example, Tiny Tim?
Yes, we will have two Tiny Tims, and they'll both be younger children from the community who are playing that role. All of the other characters have been cast. One of the unique things we're doing with this production is this adaptation of the story is usually done with a cast of about 30, and we're doing it with 12. So the actors all have plenty to do because they're transforming throughout the play.
Do some actors double up because of that?
Usually triple to quadruple up in this show. So lots of fun.
Have you started rehearsals already, or is that still, you've cast, but have you done rehearsals?
Yeah, rehearsals started as soon as we cast. So we've been working on it now for a solid month.
What are some of the biggest challenges on putting on a classic show like that?
Well, there are traditional ideas about the show, so we need to make sure that we have really, really clear examples of those traditional ideas, but at the same time, it's a story that needs to transcend into the modern time. So we need to make sure that we are getting people to see how important the themes of A Christmas Carol are now.
Now, Michael, have you actually been on stage yourself
Oh, yeah.
in A Christmas Carol?
No, unfortunately, I've never been in this play, and I've never directed this play, so it's really exciting for me to work on this for the first time.
But it sounds like you have done performing cases before. What are some of the things you've done on stage?
Wow.
There's a long list.
It's a long list, yeah, from a lot of time. So
What's your favorite?
my favorite, I got the opportunity when I was 25 to play Hamlet, which is like the perfect time to play that role. So that was a great stroke of good fortune for me.
What is it you like about teaching at ACT? What makes this place special?
Eager, creative, passionately curious students. That's what I like the most.
Sarah, at the open house coming up a month earlier on November the 14th, will teachers actually be there to ask people questions who come to see what ACT is all about?
Yep, all of our teachers and faculty will be there. So it's definitely a community event. We're expecting all of our students to be there. All the staff will be there, so people can come in and ask questions of our art staff, of our academic staff, and of our students. The students really know the most about our school and get to give the most insight into what to expect on a day-to-day. So I would hope that if folks come, definitely stop by, ask for a tour from one of our students, check in with the staff, and it should be a great evening to learn more about our program.
How would you characterize the ideal ACT student?
I think Michael just said it. Eager, curious, open to trying new things, collaborative, somebody that wants to create and produce and learn more about the creative process as a whole. Both Alex and Izzy talked about, taking classes outside of their major, so you have a pathway that you focus most of your time on, but the students that gain the most from ACT take time to learn more about the different pathways and production process as a whole. And those are the kids that really get the most from our community, is the ones that are open to trying new things.
It's funny, Sarah, you used that word major. I don't remember having a major when I was in high school out in California. So what would be typical majors that you have at ACT?
Yeah, so we have 7 different pathways or performing arts majors. You'll hear both terminologies, but the pathways are really designed to lead students to an ultimate goal. So we have acting, creative writing, dance. Integrated arts and management is one of our newest pathways, and that's designed to give the overall idea of a creative process and have some of the business side of the arts. So like if you were going to go run an arts-based production company or manage a small community theater, you would have the skills to do that. We have media arts, which is all digital media, anything to do with the computer, music, technical theater, and did I miss any? No, that was all 7, yes.
You got them all.
Perfect.
But I know when I was in high school, I hadn't had this radio thing on my bucket list. What about if a student isn't sure of an exact pathway? Can they still come to the open house and maybe apply and then from that point get ideas as they go on?
Absolutely, yeah. We have students that are really interested in one or two pathways that kind of narrow it down. But again, like you heard our students here, like you're able to take classes outside of your major once you pick one. Once in a while, we'll have a student start in one major and just along the way they take a class outside their major and they're like, I love this is my passion, and they're able to switch their major pathway, similar to like a college major switch. So it's a formal process. But yeah, we just want students who are creative and open to learning new things, and we can help them figure out which pathway best meets their needs based on their interests.
And Catherine, what's your background? Have you done time on the stage in your past life?
In short, yes. Many years ago, before I had Alex, I was a concert pianist. So,
give me some examples. What were you involved with on stage?
well, I'm a Artists International alumni. So I've performed Carnegie. I toured Europe for a little while. I did a couple of concerts through the U.S. consulates here in the Polish consulates here in the United States.
So you've heard that old line about how do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice. It's on 57.
I thought it was practice, but you get the same idea. That's pretty cool. Well, big events coming up at Arts at the Capitol Theater, the 3rd annual Gala and Open House. Thursday, November the 14th, 6 until 8 p.m. Doors open at 5:30. You can not just see the performance, including our students we have here this morning, but also talk to people, including the faculty and the like, to get a tour of the place and see what ACT is all about. And that will be going on at 896 Main Street, Willimantic. And then coming up on Thursday, December the 12th at 7 p.m., Friday, December the 13th at 7 p.m., and Saturday, December the 14th at 2 and 7 o'clock. It'll be the winter performance of A Christmas Carol. Michael Lerner here, the director of that, and that will also be at ACT. Well, big events coming up at Arts of the Capitol Theater. Thank you all for coming in this morning.
Thank
Our
you.
guests this morning, Alexandra Popovich, Isabel Jacques Snow, seniors at ACT, Michael Lerner, director of A Christmas Carol, Catherine Popovich, who is involved in the annual gala, and also the principal of ACT, Sarah Mallory, on 14 WILI Willimantic and 95.3 FM.